examining the U.S. Army's role in countering threats in the information domain. The information domain has emerged as a new battlefield where adversaries can challenge the United States without spilling a drop of blood. In this digital era, the ability to manipulate information, steal data, and launch cyberattacks has become a potent weapon against the United States. To counter these new threats, the U.S. Army has adapted new strategies and technologies to fight in the information domain. The U.S. Army recognizes the importance of the information domain in modern warfare and the threat posed by its adversaries. It has established the Cyber Center of Excellence at Fort Gordon, Georgia, to train soldiers in the skills necessary to defend against cyber attacks. The Army has also established the Cyber Protection Brigade, whose mission is to protect the Army's networks while providing cyber support to offensive operations. The brigade consists of highly skilled cyber operators who can both defend against and launch cyber attacks. The U.S. Army's involvement in the information domain can be traced back to the early days of the Internet. In 1984, the Army established the first Computer Emergency Response Team, CERT, to respond to cyber incidents. The Army's CERT was the precursor to today's U.S. CERT, which is responsible for analyzing and reducing cybersecurity and communications risks across the federal government. In the 1990s, the U.S. Army began to establish its own computer networks to connect soldiers and other Army personnel. Today, the Army's network, known as the Army Network Enterprise Technology Command, NETCOM, connects more than 1.5 million users in 181 countries, making it one of the largest networks in the world. The Army's reliance on its network for its daily operations means that it is a prime target for cyber attacks. One of the Army's primary roles in the information domain is to defend its networks and systems against cyber threats. The Army's Cyber Protection Brigade conducts 24/7 monitoring of the Army's networks to detect and respond to cyber threats. The brigade is responsible for both defensive and offensive cyber operations. The Army's defensive cyber operations involve protecting its networks and systems from cyber threats by implementing security measures such as firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and encryption. The offensive cyber operations of the Army's Cyber Protection Brigade are aimed at disrupting or degrading an adversary's network or system by conducting cyber attacks. Offensive cyber operations can also be used in support of traditional military operations. For example, the Army could use offensive cyber operations to disrupt an adversary's command and control systems or to disable its air defense systems. In addition to its role in protecting the Army's networks and conducting offensive cyber operations, the U.S. Army also plays a critical role in providing cyber support to other branches of the military. The Army's Cyber Protection Brigade has the ability to provide cyber support to joint military operations, such as when U.S. forces were deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. The brigade's cyber operators can help to plan and execute cyber operations that support military operations and help to achieve mission objectives. The U.S. Army also has a role in conducting cyber-related intelligence activities. Army intelligence officers use specialized tools and techniques to gather intelligence on cyber threats and actors. This intelligence is used to develop defensive and offensive cyber strategies and to support military operations. The Army's Cyber Protection Brigade also plays a role in this intelligence gathering process by providing technical expertise and support to intelligence analysts. However, the U.S. Army faces several challenges in its efforts to counter threats in the information domain. One of the biggest challenges is the constant evolution of cyber threats. Adversaries are constantly developing new techniques to exploit vulnerabilities, and the Army must stay ahead of these threats. The Army must also balance the need to conduct offensive cyber operations with the potential for retaliation by adversaries. Another challenge for the Army is the shortage of skilled cyber operators. Cybersecurity has become one of the most in-demand fields in the world, and there is stiff competition for talent. The Army must work to recruit and retain cyber operators who have the skills necessary to defend against and launch cyber attacks. In conclusion, the U.S. Army's involvement in the information domain has become a critical component of modern military operations. The Army's Cyber Protection Brigade plays a vital role in defending the Army's networks and providing cyber support to offensive and defensive operations. The Army must continue to adapt and evolve its strategies and technologies to stay ahead of the constantly evolving cyber threat landscape. By doing so, the Army can continue to be a dominant force in the information domain and protect the United States from cyber threats.